Morning, Diego.
Good morning.
Morning, Rocio.
Morning.
It's so dark, your cam. Morning, Catherine.
Morning, mister.
Turn on the lights, Rocio. Morning, Natalie. You still in bed?
Good morning.
Morning. Morning, Fares. Morning, Kenneth. Morning, Cesar.
Trae la voz. Estoy en clase.
Morning, Lorna. Morning, Gilcana.
Good morning, mister.
Okay, we only are 9 at this moment. Awake. Kenneth, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. You still eating?
No.
You finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me estaba metiendo en una reunión que no era, mister.
Yo
Morning,
también.
morning,
La que
Christian.
empezaba a las 11.
Sí,
Me pasó lo mismo.
morning, mister.
At 11, isn't it at 10?
Me metí a la de literatura.
Morning, Astrid. Morning, Mario. Morning, Andrea.
Andrés.
Okay, we're still missing students. We're missing Brian, like always. Osman. And Henry. Ooh, the rooster again. We have Brian already in the waiting room. And we are missing Osman and Henry. Okay. Morning, Brian.
Morning.
I'm going to tell you instructions I have received. It's a requirement for you to have the cam on. Otherwise, I will remove you from the meeting. Why? Because we need proof that you are receiving the cam. And if I only have a rectangle that says your name, I really don't know if you are or if you're not in class. I'll give you an example at this very moment. So I was not here. I just put a little towel. I didn't even cancel the cam. I just went up and moved. So everybody is expected to have the cam on. Otherwise, you will be removed from the meeting. Andrea, I need your cam on. Brian, I need your cam on. Okay. Now, I need to talk about honesty. You already know why I'm going to talk about honesty. See, for me, it's very complicated to try to prepare a class, to try to look for material to help you understand a little bit more about English grammar and to develop the abilities necessary. The material I have been working with you is material that I use with my tutoring for students of other bilingual schools that are going to take an SAT test. SAT is a test that students from outside the United States take to enter any university or any college in the States. Some colleges and universities accept 1,000 points, 1,200, 1,350, depending on what you are deciding to study. I know that none of you is going to go to the States to study, but I do know that all of you need to improve your English skills. That's why I'm using that material. It surprises me that students, that have lots of problems speaking English, coordinating ideas in English, came out and turned in classwork 3 and 4 the very first day, and I have not even explained classwork 4. And I come to see such sophisticated words as inscrutable, words that I do not use in my daily language, and that students that don't dominate the vocabulary I do are using. So I came out, this is marvelous. This student is amazing. Then I checked the other classwork, and the other classwork has exactly the same words, and I say, Jesus Christ, they think the same. But what came and surprised me the most is this mistake? And this other mistake? I can't doesn't have an apostrophe. Movies doesn't have an apostrophe. It has double quotation marks. And that is not correct. So, since I'm smart just like you are smart, I came out and look out from where you got that mistake. From where you got that mistake. And I have to do exactly what you do. I went and what did I do? Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Copy and paste what? Well, the answer. Simple as that. I don't have to complicate my life that much. Because you are great kids. And this is the page. I love your smile. You're kind of always happy. And here I have another problem here. In number 16, I have with the same problem. Quotation marks. The thing is that I call the student, and the student, I don't know the word in English. I'll say it in Spanish. Descaradamente me dice que no la copió. I have to take a picture to this mistake and tell the student, could you open your document and see if you have this same mistake? And the other problem is better and better. See, the problem here is that of Faulkner and Hemingway, Hemingway is the better writer, although Faulkner tells the best stories. What you didn't notice is that this page has been answered by students, and that some answers are not correct. And since you don't read, you just read, hey, this is the thing. You didn't see the spelling mistakes or the grammatical mistakes. The problem is that classwork 3 was 4 points and classwork 4 was 4 points. That was 8 points. You lost 8 points there. But that's not only the problem. The other problem is that the same people that copied classwork 3 and classwork 4 from that page, they also copied homework 2 and send it. And when they sent homework 2, they didn't analyze the mistakes either. And they lost 5 points. What is offending for me is that you think that I am not smart and that you're smarter than me. And since you believe that you're smarter than me, you just lost 13 points. I read your classwork. I read your homework. Andrea, do me a favor. You're not supposed to be lying down in bed. You're supposed to be sitting up and taking a class. Thank you, Andrea. Brian and Mario, you're supposed to have the cam on. Natalie, you're supposed to have the cam on. I'm not going to be discussing this. If you don't have the cam on, I'll just remove you from the meeting. Okay, Brian, 1. Brian, 2. Brian, I'm removing you from, thank you. This is the last time, Brian. Next time I will not count. I will just remove you from the room, and you will have to see in the afternoon the video in YouTube and leave a comment in YouTube so that I can take your attendance. Otherwise, you will have 0 in the classwork. No attendance, no classwork. The 2 classwork, 3 and 4, must be done in one Word document. You have the whole week until Friday at 4:59 p.m. to send it. These guys that were caught copying from internet, got caught because they are so smart that they send it on Monday. The same day I explained the first part of the classwork. I had not even explained the homework or how I wanted it. That's being smart. That's being more intelligent than Juan Orlando. Seriously. And then the usage of that sophisticated words that you used. Honestly, it's a shame. A mí me defrauda y me da vergüenza. But that's going to be all about that. So let's open our books on page 524. Everybody with the book and page? Yeah. One of the girls I talked to yesterday, I don't remember the word I said. I said a word and she told me something like, ay, mister, no se llamaron, no, sí que son buenos hasta para bailarle. That's right, Cesar, son superdotados. And you know what's the problem? That one of these students, I caught her in the first quarter doing it, in the second quarter doing it, in the third quarter doing it, and now in the fourth quarter, she has not learned the lesson. She already lost 13 points. And how much does she need to pass? I don't know. I don't remember how much she has in the third quarter, but now the highest grade she can get is 87. And we take away points in the rubric for honesty. I don't know how many points the rubric is for honesty, 2 points, I believe. That's an 85. and she will continue losing points for A or B reason, and probably she will not get all the points in the test. It's most probably that she will not pass the quarter, but she might pass the semester because she has a fairly good grade in the first quarter. I don't remember how much she has. And then who's the bad guy? The teacher. And I just imagine these phrases. I've been teaching for more than 25 years, and I imagine these phrases at the end of the year. Es que el profesor no me quiso, no me quiere. Es que el profesor me hacía bullying. Es que el profesor la agarró en contra mía. I see you smiling, Ilkana. Why are you smiling? Are those words remembering you about something? So that's a real problem. That's a real problem. Someone left. Someone is out. We're 15. Okay, just let me take the screenshot of the attendance. And send it to the principal, and we begin. Cesar. I'll have to take another picture, another screenshot because of Cesar. Okay. Okay, Andrea, help me with this. Could you help me explaining what illogical comparisons are?
I don't know.
Really, you don't know? I don't believe that you don't know. So Andrea, I'm waiting for you to read it and explain it to me in your own words. So Andrea, read it and explain it. Andrea, turn on your cam, please. Andrea, I said at the beginning of the class that if you don't turn on the cam, you will be removed of the class. So you're being removed. Fares, could you explain illogical comparisons, please?
If any items begin to compare in a sentence must be logical comparable. That is in the same general category. Always compare apples to apples, not apples to carrots, better right. Also, comparison must obey the law of comparables.
Okay. I'll read it so that you can listen to the pronunciation. Any items being compared in a sentence must be logically comparable. That is, in the same general category. Always compare apples to apples, not apples to car batteries. Also, comparison must obey the law of parallelism. Tell me, my son, in your own words, explain that. Mario, your cam. Fares,
Yes, mister.
explain it in your words.
Is all the words that is in comparing a sentence?
No, that's not the same thing. Yes, Fares.
That is not is when the sentence was compared, but in the same time.
No, it's nothing to do with the sentence and nothing to do with the time. Gilcana, do you want to help Fares?
Yes, you can please.
Yes, Gilcana, please.
Mm,
Gilcana,
yes, mister.
answer yes or no. I'll ask some questions and you will tell me yes or no. This is a speaker and this is a towel. Can I compare them?
No.
This is a cell phone and this is a cell phone. Can I compare them? Yes.
Yes.
That is what we are talking about when we say illogical items or illogical comparison. We have to compare things that are similar or alike. We cannot compare, as the book says, apples to batteries or apples to cars. We have to compare apples with apples. And the second thing is few or less, number, amount, and many, much. The words fewer, number, and many refer only to countable things. And what are countable things? The ones that we can count. The ones that we go 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars. With those nouns that can be counted, we use fewer, number, and many. And with the ones that cannot be counted, that we call them uncountable, like less, we use less, amount, and much. Which nouns we don't count? Moises, can we count the water? Moises,
Hmm?
can we count the water?
The water?
Yes?
No.
So with things like water, liquids, we use less, amount, or much. Let's see here. There have been a lot less fans at the games ever since the owners raised ticket prices. Is that correct? Fans is counted. And for the ones that are counted, we use fewer, number, and many. So it's wrong because we're using less. We're using less. We should use fewers. Let's see another example. The team owners showed concern about the increasing amount of dangerously rowdy fans. We're using amounts for fans, and fans can be counted. The correct word would be number, and the sentence should read, the team owners showed concern about the increasing number of dangerously rowdy fans. The difference between the words between and among, more and most, and the comparatives and the superlatives, ER and EST. We use between, more, and the comparative adjectives only when comparing two things. But when we compare more than two things, we use among, most, and the superlatives ending in EST. Let's see these examples. The two superpowers seem to be in a constant battle to see who was strongest. Strongest is a superlative ending in EST. It is used only when we compare more than two. And in here, we are only comparing two superpowers. So the correct term would be stronger. The two superpowers seem to be in constant battle to see who was stronger. Next example. Of the dozens of students in the club, Deborah was the more popular. Dozen. You know how many are a dozen? 12. So that definitely is more than two. And we are using more. And more is only used to compare two. The correct term would be most, and the sentence should read, of the dozen of students in the club, Deborah was the most popular. Then we have the number shift. Shift, understand it as change. Things that you compare should, if possible, agree in number. So be sure that if you are comparing, the two things you are comparing are singular or the two of them are plural. It's incorrect to say they were both hoping to be a winner. Why is it incorrect? Because we're talking about they over here. We're talking about both over here, and we're talking about a winner. Two, more than two, and one. How should it be? They were both hoping to be winners. Since this they is plural, both is plural, winners must be plural. And the last example, the sailors' main point of reference was the two lighthouse beacons. Points of reference is singular. Even the verb indicates that it's singular. Right? But we're talking about two lighthouse beacons. So we have to arrange it. The sailors' main points of reference. We change point to points. And was to were. The two lighthouse beacons, because this one, we cannot change it to singular. We need to match the subject and the verb to beacons. Now, how do you know whether to use fewer or less in a comparison? Mario? Lorna, you may answer, Lorna.
Use fewer only in reference to countable things, and use less only in reference to uncountable things.
Exactly. Fewer is for the ones that we can count, and less for the ones that we don't count. And how do you know whether to use more or most in comparison? Diego. That's easy, Diego. When do we use more? See my fingers, Diego. When do we use more? When we compare two things. And when do we use most? When we compare
More than two things.
three or more.
3 or more.
Okay, good. I only have less than 1 minute. Remember classwork 3 and 4 in one document, only the answers. Just remember to write the title, concept review 4, the number, and the answer. And the homework is worksheet 4, comparison problems. Remember just to write the title, worksheet 4, comparison problems, the number, and the answer. You have until Friday, 4:59 p.m. to turn in both things. Remember classwork 3 and 4 in one Word document. And worksheet 4, the homework, you upload it in homework. Okay? Have a nice day, boys and girls. See you in a couple of minutes. Take care.